Hi, this is Anna Imagination with the Healing Garden. We're going to go ahead and dive right into your network. Getting to that point where you are ready for a business, where you think about it. It's that moment when you first get the idea and you have that thing inside of your heart that just says, I want to be a business owner. You're done. You're done. You will not go back. This is not something that hits some of us, but not others. No, 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 no. Every person who hits the fifth ethical perspective experiences this. 100% of human people. Once you get to this point, there is no going back. There is only a certain amount of time you have before you can't take it anymore and you quit your job and you just do it. Now, where you are in preparation of that moment, in relativity to where you are in preparation of I can do this and let's go get it together, is absolutely going to determine how much time you have before you just quit and do. So the clock has started to tick. There is no going back. It is now a question of, can you get yourself where you need to be mentally with all the skills and preparations before you reach the breaking point? Because once you reach the breaking point, game over. You're going to quit. You're going to get home. You're going to say, sweetheart, I have quit my job. And they're going to say, well, what about, I don't know, but I couldn't handle it anymore. That's what's coming. Now, with the right preparations, strategy, and skills, you'll be fine. Ideally, this is what society should have been preparing you for, but it doesn't. It has no idea that this is going on. So we're about to see a massive uptick in society where a whole lot of people do this because a whole lot of people are evolving and growing to the point of the fifth ethical perspective. And we're going to see a massive wave over the next 2 years of a whole lot of people going, I'm going to be a business owner now. Now, here's the other problem. If you're ethical, 99% of the stuff that's out on that market is not going to work with you because it is narcissistic practices. And that's what most people run into. They open the door, they go, I'm going to be a business owner. And they are told by every single person in the business that what they have to do is unethical. And there is no other way. This is bullshit. I'm here to tell you it's bullshit. What we have is the ethical model. It is the only ethical model. It is Mother Nature's business plan. So we are here to give you the ethical business model to get you set up, to get you the skills in the right order of operations that you need to go from, I want to be a business owner when I grow up, to let's open our doors. This is going to require a whole lot of backwards thinking than anything that's out there. If you resist the backwards thinking, you're going to delay your progress. Bottom line, because I'm going to tell you to do things that everybody else is telling you to do the opposite of. And I'm going to give you the science, the logic, and the math behind why I'm telling you to do it this way. Now, you are free to research it and do whatever way you want. However, if you are seeking the ethical manner, that's going to be a problem for you. Now, the very first time I opened my very first business, I ended up with something called the perfect storm. I sat down and I broke down the science of the perfect storm. I strategically went through it and went, yep, this is the perfect storm. And I'm going to ease your mind. Rich Dad, Poor Dad gives you the same formula of success that I'm giving you. Identical. Except he doesn't understand the psychology behind it, and he tells you that. He doesn't understand the physics behind it, and he tells you that. So what you are getting is already confirmed working by the rich, successful people. You're just getting the psychology, the math, and the science behind it as well. So bottom line is before you even think about anything, you need to be thinking about your network. Your network is what is going to make or break you. Now, a lot of people won't think about their network. In fact, no one thinks about their network. Most people will build the business, have everything in place, it's perfect, and then there's crickets. And they don't understand what they've done wrong. I'm telling you, network. Because 100% of all of your sales and your income is going to come from your calendar being booked with people scheduling to talk with you. And if you do not have a full calendar, you do not have a business. Bottom line. That full calendar is only going to come from your network. If you do not have a network in place when you open doors on day one, crickets. You're then going to spend the rest of your time trying to get people to your network. But if you haven't done the mental work, you're going to have a lot of mental blocks. Now, in the traditional business model, they give you mental blocks such as unethical business practices. So then you end up with ethical dilemmas, which add to your delay. So here we remove all of that. We address your mental illness right at the beginning. We cover everything with your mental health first. While we are walking you through the mental requirements to nurture your mindset where it needs to be, not just your mindset, your vision, your mental health, and your life stream, we are also getting you on track for where it is you need to go long term. Now, while we're doing that, we give you the resources so you can start building your network, and that is going to be priority number 1 and or 2. You need to toggle priorities between your mental health and your learning journey of the discovered self with your network building. And you're going to need to do this side by side through the process. Now, along the way, and we're going to be walking with you every single step, laying the stones 100% from dream to the end, you are going to be building this and putting it together. Now, you are going to start with your mental journey. You cannot bypass this. If you do, your business will fail after 5 years. And then you're back to that day job. And then you're back to hating your life. And that's where people end up with some serious mental problems. So we focus first on the mental health. We get you into your life stream. We teach you how to do that. While you do that, we work on your community health. So you've got your story health, your logic health, your community health. We nurture that right away. While we're taking that care of that for you, we work with you on what your dream business is, what your dream business actually looks like, what your purpose is for the people, and what you are doing for your network and for the people. We get you asking the right questions right out of the gate. That way, you're not wasting time chasing a bunch of wild geese and red herrings, which is what the narcissist business model will have you be doing. So we get you right off with the right question asked in the right order of your right development. That way you are preparing. Now, ideally, from 5 years old and up, you should have been developing a bunch of skills for this moment. Our society is not kind. We're working on that. That being said, if you are coming into this late in the game where you don't have any skills or resources, hold the phone. In most cases, you do. You just have been blinded by society to not see them. So we're going to show you how to use your mind to see the resources and the skills that you do have. So do not panic. Once you get to that point where you start to formulate what idea you do have in your mind and what you are wanting to cultivate, by the time you are ready to start putting things in place and in order, then the business will be built around the concept. Your network will already be in place, and you'll be able to excitedly tell them, hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we're getting ready to do. And because the people are there ready to receive you, and you are in a mental position to receive them, it's going to take off. Absolutely. When you get to that point, that's your perfect storm. When you have that supportive network to fuel your dreams and your vision, so that when you open your very first door or release your very first book, or you do whatever it is you want to do in life, you've got the community right there to start supporting you. This is called a platform. In the book world, we call it an author's platform. In the business owner's world, we're going to call this your network platform. Now, 100% of all businesses have a purpose to serve their network. So the question really needs to be, what is your network's needs? What is your network need? So we're going to be spending a lot of time with you on the self and on the network. Those are your two primary concerns, the self and the network. As we go through this, we're going to be giving you all the exercises and tools in place to develop the right skills that you need for where you are going, as well as your own learning and healing journey. Now, some people, when they start following the program, it takes about 3 months to go through their mental health, because we know the formula for that too. There is nothing that we don't do without a formula here. 100% of everything we have is an absolute mathematical formula that uses math, logic, and physics to prove how it's done psychologically. It's really awesome. And 100% of everything we do aligns with your ethical purpose, Mother Nature, and your subconscious mind. It's really cool. So while you go through that and we nurture your network into place, you're going to be developing your business. That way, at the end of 2 years, prepare for 2 years, 2 to 5 years. At the end of the 2 years, when you're finally open or ready to open business, you will mentally be prepared for this moment. You will be ready to quit that 9-to-5 job. You will have your sustained business. Everything will be awesome, and it will all align beautifully, and you will be able to propel yourself forward. That's how it's done. We're going to be covering if you are on disability. We are going to be covering if you have learning disabilities. We cover learning as well. We cover every problem you can possibly imagine, and we break it down for you and show you how to obstacle around that particular problem every single time. If you have fear or imposter syndrome, which is actually not imposter syndrome at all, that is called the forbidden fruit paradox. We're going to be breaking down the forbidden fruit paradox and showing you what you really need to be working on, which is the second ethical perspective, self-authority. When you address your self-authority, that all goes away. One of the big things to look out for is hearing the words money block. You do not have a money block. What you have is an ethical dilemma. Most people do not have money blocks. What they have is scarcity mindset, which we're back to that second ethic of self-authority and the forbidden fruit paradox. And what they have is an ethical dilemma. So when you take the ethical dilemma and you combine it with the forbidden fruit paradox, it looks like a money issue. No one has a money issue. There is no such thing as a money issue. What you have is the forbidden fruit paradox because you have not worked on your self-authority. So that is something we need to talk about, which is at the second ethic, which is something we're just going to kick right off and look right into right after that first ethic of courage. So we're going to be walking you through the process. We're going to be outlining the whole thing for you from beginning to end right off. We're going to be literally reverse engineering all of this and deconstructing it so that you know each and every step along the way. Now, you're probably being told or you're thinking things like funnels and messaging and marketing and sales. Those are steps 47. You are at step 1. Just to give you some perspective here. The funnel happens at step 47. You are at step 1. There's a video that I have here on the life path. We strongly recommend you take a look at that video that breaks down what the entire perspective journey looks like so you understand where you are in your life journey. And because you're at this video, you are at the 5th ethical perspective. That's why you are at the 5th ethical perspective. So everything that we do prior to this point is literally in preparation for that moment when you say, I want to be a business owner. And then there's people who are well past this point and they've been struggling. Other people who've mastered the art of being business people, but they've been doing it unethically, cutting corners because they thought there was no other way. And then there are other people who want to completely abandon their business model and adopt the mother nature's business model to turn it into an ethical business matter. And those are usually your 7th ethical perspective people, and they're trying to figure out how to get around that. So there's all these different people at all these different paths. Our agenda is to get you prepared and get up to where you need to be for this moment. That way we can transfer you over and get you prepared to get this the right way the first time without any of the headaches. So thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.